All right, let's go ahead and try to do this with actual video, right? Yesterday, some of those videos that I put up didn't actually print, but now the graphics properties seem to be okay, so let's go ahead and get this done. There are some serious things potentially unfolding here for COSM, so let's go over them now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with a COSM technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this happy Friday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so we have COSM on the daily chart here, and this is the right angle triangle that we've been, eyeballing for some time. We did get that. We did get, I mean, 3 days, consecutive days of attempts right here, right, for a breakout, a potential breakout, right? So please notice that there are two inflection points to kind of test, right, upon the breaking out of them, right? First of all, there is this first point right here that oftentimes when we break out of, we use as support, right? And also we use as resistance, right? So this is that medium area in between this chop zone. Okay, so as you can see here from today's price action, we came right back down to it and tested that before a bit of a bounce. Right, so let's go ahead and move on the analysis right here because we do have a few things to talk about, right? So this is the interesting thing that I see unfolding right now. So we have critical contraction here on volatility, right? So volatility is currently sitting all the way maxed out low, meaning that we're starting to make an expansion move. So when we start to expand, that means that there is volatility incoming, right? And this is particular to the daily time frame. Okay, so usually when we come out of these extreme zones like this contraction zone and expand, or the expansive zone and contract, either of these zones, right, paired with momentum, represented by stochastic momentum with an upside pivot, there's usually a pretty substantial move to look at. Okay, but I do have to warn here that we have been chopping around this area here, and we've been getting just mad false hopes every single time, right? So just to give you kind of an idea here, please see here that we went into critical volatility, right? And from that critical volatility, we started lifting a little bit, and we got this price action here. Right, so in this case, it was a pretty nice move, right? So this came out to be about a 38% move to the upside, which is not bad, right? And now that we're starting to expand here, we've also gotten a pretty nice move from this point to that point there. We've gotten almost a 27% move to the upside, right? So this looks like it could be a back test that I should be running, right? Because it's already getting very close to the 15% line, right? So this green line here, we definitely want to see volatility and the moving average pivoted towards the upside and beyond that 15%, right? In order for us to kind of give this a serious shot, a good validation for an upside, and of course paired with stochastic momentum pivoted towards the upside, right? We can even use the directional movement index, the DMI, to see what can be happening, right? So far the bulls are still leading, right? And right now the ADX, which is representing the trend of the market, is sitting at about 20%. So we want to get that to at least 25% to get a strong trending market, and of course we need to maintain the bulls on top for DMI, and that would kind of entail this footprint model here, which is the volatility versus momentum with DMI support. Okay, so as long as we do get that criteria met, then we could actually start looking into some pretty nice moves to the upside, right, you guys? So I mean, not that it hasn't happened already, but it's already looking not bad. Right, and one very different thing from this iteration here opposed to this one is that now we have some hidden bullish divergence actually forming, right? And this is on the daily chart and on stochastic, so it's not bad. And this is a pretty good sign. It's a good indication that price action can lead to the upside, of which it has already, but some validations are happening as we speak. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so this is the 5-day volatility versus momentum backtest, and this also has DMI support. The ADX is sitting at a very strong 35%, with the bulls leading on top. So DMI support for this, while we have upside pivots on both the 14 SMA and the EMA 3 period, right? So that paired with contracting volatility equals a statistical move. Okay, so in this case, we kind of want to pay attention first to the 78 spot 10% move to the upside, which is the lower bound of the first standard deviation calculated from all of the samples gathered from the COSM asset on throughout the entire trading history, that is on the 5-day chart. Okay, you guys, so on average we get a 162.05% move to the upside, right? So, but like I said, this thing has mean has a standard deviation of 373%. And from the lower bound and the upper bound, it has that value there. Okay, so we want to focus in on at least this value first, right? The lower bound of the first standard deviation, see if we can get to there, because I mean, it's just, you guys know how COSM works, right, you guys? But everything is looking not bad, you guys. Look at this. We're still attempting to break out of the daily Gaussian channel right here. As soon as we do get that breakout to the upside and validate that support of the mean band, then some upside moves can be seen as well. Okay, so now, I mean, to tell you the truth, this is continuing to the upside. So it looks, I mean, it doesn't look too bad right here, you guys. I know we're at an inflection point right now. We're at a very a key resistance, right? So this resistance level is absolutely tough. We've been within it for quite some time. So that's kind of what we're combating now. We need to get over that and convert the mean band of the Gaussian channel into a support, and then this price action could lead to potential $4 for the. I guess I'm trying to say that as long as we do meet that criteria, then we can make that upside move. Okay, but please remember that anything that I'm saying now can be invalidated, as this is just a game of probabilities, right, you guys? So now you can see that the 8-hour time frame volatility versus momentum backtest, it has essentially matured. Right, so we got the moves that we were looking for from this, right? Of course, we wanted that 206% move to the upside, but the 8-hour time frame has already kind of matured, and it has passed it on. Now it cascaded into the or domino effect, right, into the daily time frame volatility versus momentum, which is what we're already looking at, and we have those 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence, right? So that would be. That would be incredibly bullish for this asset to use the daily time frame for an upside, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and so remember, guys, this is the broadening wedge that we're looking at on the weekly time frame, which is only indicating that we have the potential test number 4, the true breakout test, right? And that would then lead us into some targets of. Let's just say that we were to open up here, right? So that's around $5.10, which is kind of similar to the daily Gaussian channel, giving us that 407 top, right? So, but this is a macro time frame. Please remember that, okay, you guys? So let's look at the last part of the analysis, and this is going to be the verification or the validation of our thesis thus far. Okay, so this is what you're looking at here is the RSI, right? So relative strength index in the immediate short-term time frame. This is the 30-minute. So we have an upside pivot on we have a this is vertical here on the 30-minute time frame. So this actually has strength, and since it's sitting also in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, this has strength to actually be pulled into the bull strength percentile. If that happens, then this would essentially cascade into this time frame, which is the bi-hourly. And notice how the bi-hourly is also in the bull weakness percentile, but in the gravitational zone. We're touching that SMA 14 that could serve as resistance, but if we have enough thrust from the earlier time frames, then that would naturally bleed into the upper time frames and cause this to actually succeed the upside, since we're pretty much about to get that gravitational pull, right? So and just like this here, literally just like the 4-hour, getting that gravitational pull to the upside, clearing the SMA 14 and making or converting it into a form of support. This is incredibly bullish because we can actually continue slightly to the upside, and if we do retrace, then we have both of the gravitational zone and the SMA 14 serving as support, just in case we need some of that, right? So Now, the 8-hour time frame does not have anything obstructing it other than that it's in the gravitational zone of the opposing side, the bullish control zone. So in this case, we have a little bit of a shot to the downside if it is that we get pulled from this zone, right? But remember, we still have that SMA 14 for support here, just like we would essentially have on the 4-hour time frame. Moving on to the time frames of 12, the 12-hour time frame. Sorry, you can see here that we're right at the border. Very likely for this to continue to the upside, at least for a little bit, right? And then jumping onto the daily time frame, guys, please remember that we did have some pretty nice price action after hours. After the market closed, right? So the daily time frame actually reflected what happened to the traditional market close, right? Not reflecting the after hours activity. So this is likely to correct as long as we can start getting that cascading effect that we're talking about, right? But everything is looking not bad. All right, you guys, and what I am definitely liking is that both the 3-day and the 5-day are using that SMA 14 as a support, and it's bouncing to the upside. And I am absolutely liking this because we are finally inside of the bear weakness percentile. Of course, we're still within the gravitational zone, but definitely remember that we have the SMA 14 in the opposing side's gravitational zone, which would serve as a support and a zone for us to bounce to the upside, right? Same situation here on the 3-day time frame. Okay, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and just keep a close look on this, but everything is looking massively good for COSM, and just, I guess the only warnings I would have to pose is just that we're at the resistance where historically, at least for the last, few weeks, we've been resisting from literally this area here. Okay, you guys, so let's just go ahead and keep a close eye on what the price action is doing into next week, and then we'll touch bases again. Please remember, first and foremost, that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well a very, very good weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.